Hello, Aquarius. Aquarius, sun, moon, and rising signs. Welcome, welcome to spring. Wherever springtime is in the world for you, or whenever springtime is in the world for you, these messages will pertain to that time of year. Um, Again, this is for Aquarius, sun, moon, rising signs. Check your rising and or your moon sign for deeper resonance. If I sound congested, if I sound nasally, it's because I am. I definitely am. I got sick this week. Me and my partner got sick this week. Aquarius, I hope that these messages find you well. And if they don't, I pray that they give you some type of guidance down your path out of whatever darkness you may find yourself at this time. So these messages, Aquarius, are going to pertain to your money and your relationships, all relationships, okay, not just one type, all types of relationships, friendships, family, business partnerships, romance. Whether you're in a committed relationship, married, with kids, without kids, single, whatever, all of your relationships, okay, and what type of a spiritual advice is being given to you and granted to you to guide you down both of those paths and bring you to, you know, clarity and success at some point within those paths. Let's go ahead and talk about your money. Let's talk about your money sector, Aquarius. Let's see what's going on within that aspect of your life for the springtime. We do have we've had some really rough transits. We have had some really rough retrograde energy to the eclipses that we've experienced, compared to like Mars being in Cancer, compared to, you know, the types of transits that's going on with Saturn and Pluto, like, and Neptune. So it's a lot. It's a lot that's happening. And there could be a lot of us who might be having some identity crises. We may be having a lot of crises right now. Our minds and our hearts are just kind of like, what the f- is going on? Like, what do I do? Who am I? Where am I? Where am I going? Does this person care about me? Do they not care about me? Um, just feeling some of us may be feeling very emotionally fragile right now, or maybe even mentally fragile, you know, or maybe we realize that there are certain people around us that are a ticking time bomb, or, you know, they seem like it, or they just kind of seem like they can explode if you say the wrong thing or look at them the wrong way. So there can be a lot depending on what's going on in your chart. But let's go ahead and see what's going on, Aquarius, sun, moon, and rising signs for the spring equinox of this year with your money and finances. Ancestors of light, messengers of light, angels, what messages do we have for Aquarius, sun, moon, rising signs for the spring equinox regarding their money and finances? I can't remember who received this one. You got a windfall of abundance. I'm sorry for the pause, you guys, but like, who received this? Could have been Leo. If you have Leo in your chart, check Leo's reading out. That is very, no, that is very, very positive. You might find that someone is like, people start giving you gifts, Aquarius. If you've recently reached a milestone, or something in your significant in your life has arrived, like a child, a marriage, an engagement, a new home, um, a milestone birthday, you know, uh, entering a new decade of your life. You may find that you're actually getting a lot of gifts at this time. Um, you may not necessarily be getting abundance. Like, I don't see this necessarily always being financial. because abundance comes in many forms. You may receive abundance through your health. You may find that your health is actually doing really well this season. You're on the right track. You're doing the right things. You may feel like your skin is very abundant. Your hair is very abundant. Um, your relationship with somebody, a business partnership, since we are talking about money. Um, there's some things that are happening at work that's very abundant. Maybe you're building really good rapport with people at work. um, Maybe there was some time off that you really wanted to get off, that you finally got off to go on a trip or something, or just for like some time to yourself or with your family. You may find that a plane ticket or some big purchase that you wanted to make was discounted, and you're actually able to afford this trip or afford this big purchase. Getting yourself a new home, maybe that was just like something that you just weren't expecting to get a loan for, or you weren't expecting to get your home sold. I don't know, but there's something here as far as abundance where it's in the form of gifts, where people, I'm just getting the sense that there's going to be, for some of you, some people who are going to be giving you things or asking you like, hey, Aquarius, do you need this, or do you want this? I don't want it anymore, you can have it. Or maybe somebody might be giving you something as a discount and just be like, hey, this is like half off or something like that, I don't know. Or I'll give this to you for a price. Just make sure that these gifts, you understand that these gifts that are being given to you are actually supporting you on your journey. So don't take these gifts as like, oh, thanks, like, this is cool. It's like, no, like, this is actually something like you should take with the utmost respect, of yourself, and of your spiritual team, of your creator and your ancestors, because they're giving this to you for you to utilize these gifts for your greater good, right? So if there's someone who's giving something to you that can really benefit your health, utilize it. Utilize that. If there's any type of discount, utilize that discount. Take it with a whole heart, Aquarius. If you're having a baby and there are people who are giving, even if the things don't really seem like they're that big of a gift, it's like, no, take it with a whole heart, because it's showing you that you have support. Because your secret message at the bottom of the deck, it says God is your source. So listen, when it comes to money, when it comes to gifts, financial gifts, you're all you have to do is pray. All you have to do is ask. Just pray to God and say, hey, I want a new job. Ask God and pray, every day. Like, take time out throughout your day, guys. Like, for those of you who are not big on praying, I recommend that you do try it. Just take a minute. Take 30 seconds to a minute. It doesn't have to be like these long-winded prayers. If you want to do it that way and you want to sit maybe, for 30 minutes to an hour, and you just want to sit and meditate and just kind of pray and really think about what you want and want to ask for what you need, then do so. But if you already kind of know what you want, you want to list it off within 30 seconds to a minute, take that time every single day to pray for what you want, Aquarius. Light a candle, whatever it is, or just say it out loud. It's like, I really just want a new job, you know, tired of my job, or I want a raise, I want a promotion, I want to finally to be able to afford to go on that trip to this country or to that state or that city. I want to be able to afford this for my kids or this for my family, right? I want a pet, I want to be able to adopt an animal, right? I need a new car, you know, or I want to be able to afford gas. I don't know, like gas for my car. I don't know. Like, some of you guys might be looking into your phone bill, your electric bill, I don't know, and just being like, I just want all of this to be cut in half, or I need help. Ask. Understand God, you are God. We are the cosmos, we are DNA of the cosmos, and the cosmos is our DNA. So when you speak things that you want or need, it's already being heard, because you hear it. Because you hear it, the gods hear it, your ancestors hear it. And in this card here for God is your source, it says, in God there is no lack or limitation. So whatever it is that you're praying for, if for those of you who do pray, Aquarius, or maybe those of you who stopped praying, just understand that when you ask for something, if you have in your mind like, nah, that's not going to happen. There's no way. And you constantly keep telling yourself that, like, that's that's a pipe dream. I'm not going to ask for that. I'm not going to pray for that. I'm just going to pray for things that make sense, right? I'm going to pray for things that, I feel is actually attainable. Well, I think for me and personally, that just kind of defeats the point of praying. It defeats the point of prayer, because prayer is about talking about things. It's about facing our doubts and fears. Because when you recognize your own divinity, when you recognize God as yourself and yourself as God, when you see that God is in all of us and everyone around you, right? And so is the devil. Okay. Evil is in people as well. So both the light and the dark. But when you recognize that there is God in others, like good people, people that you love and care about, people who love and care about you. Um, but when you recognize God in others and yourself, once you've reached that point, like if you can recognize, okay, that's divinity, I'm divinity, God is there, God is there, God is there, then you've reached that point where you shouldn't be lacking. There shouldn't be any lack. Because to recognize God is to recognize that there is no limitation. But you first have to believe that there is such a thing as being limitless. Once you get past that, once you get past like, oh yeah, anything's possible. Once you get to that point, once you get past the whole like doubt of like, nah, dude, like that's not reachable. That's not fixable. That's not attainable. Once you get past that and you get to the point where you're just like, no, I can attain that. I can do that. I can have that. I can have that relationship. I can have those friendships. I can have that car. I can have that house. I can have that lifestyle. I can have the body that I want. Instead of looking at it like, man, I wish. Like, I wish I had that. I could never do that. Like, you know what I mean? Once you realize that there is no door that can't be opened, you know, you start to move differently. You start to think differently. You start to stop skipping over doors. You try the door, right? You actually try it. There would be some doors where you didn't even know it actually could be open, and you're just like, no, I can't open that. That's locked, or there's nothing in there for me. So you don't even open the door. You don't even open the chest. You don't even try to find the key. So if you already have thought in your mind, Aquarius, that that's not for me, I can't do that. Remember, you are God and God is you. So as you speak it, it exists. Okay. God said, let there be light. You are God, God is you. So let there be light. Speak it, Aquarius. Be careful of what you speak. Your words are vibrations, they are a signal to the spirit realm. Your body is a vessel that holds a portal of many, many different types of energies. Look at your natal chart, look at your birth chart. There's so many different houses and constellations, right? And planets that all were put into this body of yours. How that is possible, I don't know, which is why there's no way that anything is like things are impossible. Anything's possible, Aquarius. And I feel like you guys would understand that, right? Because you guys are, you know, um and I kind of feel like I'm like, as an Aquarius rising, Like, we're kind of like the weirdos of the zodiac. um, I do not mean that in a bad way at all. I mean that in the most like fun, positive way. Like, we're like the weirdos of the zodiac because we're weirdos. Like, we don't really see things as impossible, really. And if we do, it's kind of like such a block. You know what I mean? Like, we understand things. And when I say we as an Aquarius rising, for those of you who are Aquarius risings, moons, or sun signs, you may understand this. But like, we're kind of the weirdos of the zodiac, right? Like, you guys don't see things in a way almost like Pisces, right? Like, you guys don't see things in a cookie cutter manner, right? You guys don't understand things the way other people do, right? So I feel like as an Aquarius, you guys naturally kind of already have that otherworldly, you know, no limit type of personality, type of way of thinking, which also can make you guys even more understanding and empathetic as well in your relationships, which we're going to get into. But if there's anything that you want, even if you don't say it out loud, Aquarius, there's a relationship, like a business partnership that you want. If you can think about a company or someone on social media or someone on television or someone out there that's very successful, anyone or any company that's successful that you can work with and or partner with or collaborate with, write it down. Write it down. Just think about what you really want. Just think about it, Aquarius. You don't have to say it out loud. But if you can think about it, what is it that you can think of that you truly want? Write it down. Make it tangible. Touch the paper or the, that you wrote your prayer on and read it out loud to yourself. Read it over and over to yourself until it sticks into your brain that it's attainable, right? That could be an exercise that you guys can do about the, your finances or about something that you want to buy or something that you want to experience with money. Write it down. Not everyone needs to know. Sometimes only the gods need to know what you want. I feel like you guys Aquarius are like the big, like sometimes, sometimes people look at Leos, as like the prime, like one of the prime examples of, attaining a certain status, or being able to shine so bright that they get what, they get what they want, or, they're able to match their desires. You know what I mean? But I feel like you too, Aquarius, that is your sister sign. Leo is your sister sign. So I would say like you guys can definitely I feel like I forgot who I was saying this to, but I feel like when it comes to Aquarius, I think I was saying this to you guys in your last reading, where like the trendy aspects of the world, things that become a trend, when someone comes out with something or does something, it just becomes a trend. It's like that to me, that's Aquarius energy. Somebody who comes up with something and then everybody wants to do it. I really do see that as Aquarius energy. It's like you guys are just being you. You're just being funny. You're being quirky. You're being creative. Whatever you're being, and then all of a sudden, everybody else want to do it. You know what I mean? Which I think is it's adorable. It's funny. You know, but people admire you, Aquarius. So let's go ahead and see what's going on in your relationship sector for the springtime of this year. Springtime of this year for Aquarius, sun, moon, rising signs for their relationships. Oh, who got this one? It had to be Leo, right? It was either Leo or Virgo. Leo, Virgo, or Libra. preserving, card number 64. Anticipating a calling appetite. That's what it says. Anticipating a calling appetite. So could have been Libra. Bottom of the deck as your secret message, you received card number 15, Huckleberry. A beautiful card. Believing a growing worth. So Aquarius, you know what you want in your relationships. The relationships that you have in your life right now, Aquarius, you know which ones are the true blue and which ones are not. When you meet a person, there are those of you, you know deep down inside, whether you show it to that person or not, you know the people that you can trust truly. How you feel about yourself, how you view yourself, Aquarius, will also manifest in your friendships and your relationships with the people you date, with the people you befriend, with the type of family members you give your time to. So if you don't have a really a high perspective of yourself, you don't, see yourself in a bright light, you kind of realize that the relationships that you have kind of bring you down. They kind of keep you from your highest potential, right? You may have relationships that may gaslight you, manipulate you, lie to you, give you empty promises. Okay, you may be around people who um, are also in those similar types of relationships and kind of entertaining those types of relationships. So how do you feel about, how do you value yourself? Do you value yourself, Aquarius? You already know what you want in your relationships, Aquarius. You know your taste, you know your preferences. You know exactly the types of like style, of communication that you can have with certain people, and this, the people that you can't. So the people who like, what you want in your relationship, so you got to make sure that you have that locked down in your heart of hearts, in your soul of souls, in your mind. You have to have that locked down. So, and that way, when there are people who come your way who want to befriend you, they want to date you, or they want to connect with you, but their energy is just not in alignment with what you know you deserve and what you truly desire, you immediately know that it's a no. You don't have to tell that person that, obviously. You can always keep it to yourself and just kind of like block their number later or something like that. Hopefully you're not giving out your number to people that you're going to block anyway. You know, just kind of say no, or just, you guys know how to do that. You guys know how to like kind of detach yourself like from people who you're just like, you know, hopefully those people can take a hint. But, if there's something that, if there are people in your life that you just, you know that when you talk to them, they get it. You don't have to over explain. You don't have to explain. They just get it. They know if you're looking for advice from someone, that they know what to tell you because they understand you. They're not going to give you advice that goes against like the magic that resides inside of you. You may have somebody in your life who actually like understands your magic more than like they see it, you just don't, and they're trying to help you see it. Those are the types of people I'm talking about. The people who are actually clocking it. You know what I mean? They're actually observing, they're actually getting it right. Because I feel like sometimes you guys can, you know, just kind of entertain relationships that are just, I don't want to say boring. Maybe some of them are boring, but I just get the sense that some of you, Aquarius, your relationships are maybe in the past decade or the past few years, maybe the past half a decade, you've kind of just been kind of coasting along, and you're just like, oh, they're a nice person. They seem cute, or they seem, they're not bad. They seem cool, and we can hang out. We can have some drinks. We can have a laugh, right? And some of you guys are actually longing You're starting to feel like, man, I miss this person. I haven't talked to them in a while. I haven't hung out with them in a while. Be honest, please, you guys. Be honest about that. Like, if there's someone you haven't talked to in a while, whether it's, you know, for no one else, for fault of no one else's, or maybe you just stop talking to that person for whatever reason, or they just stopped talking to you, but there's no animosity there, it just happened. And even if there was animosity at some point that caused the break in communication, maybe you guys just need to talk about that and just be like, I'm so sorry. Or maybe the other person, maybe you need to check up on somebody and be like, hey, I haven't talked to you in a while, you know um but there's something regarding your self-esteem and your how you value yourself that is growing, Aquarius. And it's, that growth is causing you to kind of remember relationships that you've had or relationships that you currently have that actually feed you, they nurture you, they give you nourishment. Very, very important here. Relationships that keep you warm, they're like a hearth, or they're um like a bonfire, or even like a campfire, or even like a fireplace. You know what I mean? Like a nice warm candle. They just really very inviting. They make you feel safe. They make you feel warm, right? They give you a place to kind of check in safely. Okay, guys, so let's go ahead and pull 2 more oracle messages, and these messages are going to pertain to your spiritual guidance, moving forward. Okay, but all I see here for your money, just pray about it. When it comes to collaborations, partnerships, growing a business, getting a really deep, like a good job with benefits, what have you. If this is like money regarding like your partner, maybe someone you live with, maybe it's your parents, your partner, a roommate, maybe they're struggling, like you both are kind of struggling together, and maybe you just don't know what to do for them. You know what I mean? Pray about it. Like, pray that they get the financial like support that they need and more, right? Especially if it's going to be you and your partner, if you're married, or if you have kids with them, or if you're just in a domestic situation, a committed situation. Pray about it. You received the crow. I feel like that is so appropriate for Aquarius energy. Your secret message at the bottom of the deck, you received the black bear, or the bear. So let's go ahead and see what the crow is saying, Aquarius. It says spiritually strong, creative, watchful. The crow has long been a symbol of magic. Like I was saying, inner magic, Aquarius, you guys are the magic. The crow personality is drawn to the supernatural and has a gift for seeing the unseen, knowing the unknown. It is said that the crow holds within its mind's eye the 3 realities, past, present, and future. Crow energy is potent and should only be tapped into when the mind is clear. Those with crow tendencies must balance their lives with a healthy diet, joyful friends, and regular self-study. So regular self-study. So this is not like, whenever you have like a crisis or something like that, or you have like a big life moment where then you stop yourself and you think about, yourself and like who you are and your identity. No, you don't have to have an identity crisis and start thinking about things. Do it every day. Do it every week, where you actually pick a day out of the week to just be like, I'm going to focus on myself. I'm going to understand myself. I'm going to ask questions about myself. This could also be therapy for some of you. This can be you getting a mentor, a spiritual mentor, understanding who you are, understanding your identity as an individual, as a soul. Some of you guys might be picky eaters. And if you are a picky eater, just be careful, because if what you're picky about is actually healthy for you, or if you eat something like on a regular basis and it's not 100% healthy, it's not really healthy for you, you might want to cut it out and try to find a replacement that's healthier. I don't know where that came from, but that's what I'm getting. And again, people who actually get you, people who are not going to bring you down, people who are going to always be there to make sure that you see the light at the end of the tunnel of any situation that you're in. You know, you don't need doom and gloom around you all the time, or at all for that matter. You know, even if there's doom and gloom happening in your life, you need people in your life who are like, hey, it's going to be all right. That's attainable. Like whatever it is that you're a way out of this, it's attainable. It's reachable. It's okay. It's going to be fine. You'll get through this. You know, sometimes maybe that's just all you need to hear, Aquarius. Maybe you just need to hear somebody say, hey, it's going to be all right. It's not going to last forever. It's temporary. Everything's temporary. So is this, right? So is this bad time. You'll get through it. Talking, chatting, like really talking about where you're at with the right people is really going to help you, because whatever you're thinking about in the negative or whenever you are in the doom and gloom, it kind of lifts you off of like into outer space and you're in a black hole and you're gone, right? Like your mind is all the way up there. Sometimes, Aquarius, you know, your mind can be so high to where like it's silent. You can't hear shit. Excuse my language, but like you can't hear anything, like no voices, like but your own mind's voice. But it's like the type of silence that you can hear, the type of isolation that you can feel. You know, if you guys have ever gone camping or hiking in the mountains or someplace where, you know, there's no birds chirping, there's nothing, no cars, no wind, that type of silence, like that unsettling silence, right? You feel isolated if you're around the wrong people, if you're around people that make you feel alone. Remember to come back down to the ground. Remember to come back down to earth, right? It's okay to be up there in the clouds. It's okay to be up there in the heavens, you know, just kind of in your own energy, right? I get that. That's fine. But at some point, when it starts to get a little bit too isolating, you know, it gets a little bit too lonely, it gets a little bit too quiet, right? And you kind of forget that, hey, you have an earth beneath you, kind of land, you know, find a landing pad, you know, kind of just kind of come down, mingle, talk, right? To the right people, to the right people. Okay. Now, we have our last oracle message, and then we're going to jump into the tarot, Aquarius. Oh, wow. That's a beautiful card. Card number 19, 1 and 9 is 10. 𝑍�👼👼. So 𝑍�👼👼. Beautiful gold and amber colors. I love that. Reminds me of the sacral chakra energy. Both sacral chakra and solar plexus, maybe mixed in with a little of the root chakra. So there is the lower chakras coming out for you. Excuse me. Praise the gods, because I couldn't sneeze all day, you guys. Gosh. Bottom of the deck, you have card number 3, Kaladhara. You have those blues, right? It's interesting how this one, before I read this card, this one is very earthy, right? Very grounded, like I was saying, land, earth to Aquarius, right? Like earth is calling to you. Some of you guys may have people who have a lot of earth in their chart who can really ground you. Fire signs can maybe also help you understand that you can move just as freely on land, you know? You just have to learn how to navigate. You don't always have to have a bird's eye view. But then like you have you here where you're, you know, I also am getting like Pisces energy for some of you, maybe even Cancer, but I'm getting even like Neptune energy for some of you. So check your Neptune. Neptune can also be like a really huge factor. It's a huge factor in all of our lives right now, but I'm just getting the sense that whatever you are gaining when you're up in the heavens, like mentally, when you're really up there, right? Just make sure that whatever you are thinking about, whatever information you are gaining, it is definitely useful in the earthly plane. um when you're mingling with other people, like just kind of remember, like, what has your spirit talked to you about? What have you learned about yourself up there, right? Because inside of our like our souls, the portal inside of these bodies is heaven, right? If we make it so, right? Or it can just be our own personal hell. So let's go ahead and read card number 19, 𝑍�👼🍆. I want to make sure I'm reading that right. For Aquarius. It says her presence particularly relates to the divine beautification of the physical world. Like I said, earth, right? Tangible things. The bringing of heaven to earth. Guys, what did I just say? What did I just say? I literally said earth to Aquarius, right? Like, spirit is like, the gods are amazing. Like, this is amazing. I I can't make this up. Like, they are speaking so clearly to you guys. Like heaven on earth, like your body is earth, your soul is heaven. That is heaven on earth. It's not just like the way we think about it as like the planet earth necessarily, and heaven being here. Like, anyway, the name 𝑍�👼🍆 means sovereign queen of the world, from 𝑍�👼, which means the earth, our world, and �𝑖svari, which means female ruler. If there is a situation in your physical life, that has ugliness and discord at its heart, the appearance of 𝑍�👼🍆signifies that it shall be healed and realigned through her grace. Believe in the beautiful possibilities of what you are yet to experience, rather than placing your faith in what you have experienced thus far. Aquarius. When things get a little dicey on earth, right? When things kind of feel dicey in your body or in your mind, you kind of want to escape, right? You want to go to the heavens. You want to escape into your own heaven up here, right? Or whatever you've created up here for yourself. And that's fine. But just understand that being here, present, is important. To be present is important during the springtime. Some of you guys may have a part of your body right now that may have a scar. It may be injured. Maybe there's just something that has damaged that part of your body to some degree, whatever it is. Could be your hair, could be your skin, um, could be anything. It's fixable, it's healable, right? It can be healed, it can be fixed. You can fix it. Okay. Also, if there are those of you who might be like dealing with like an illness like I am right now, you know, maybe your mind has kind of like been in a low place because of illness. Start telling yourself that you will be healed. Start telling yourself that it will be okay, that it will be fixed, that you're not going to be like this forever, right? And it's not. Seeing the beauty on both planes, not looking at one or the other as like having a lack of beauty. Both are beautiful. Both are buildable, right? Beauty is a good thing, right? Beauty is diverse. Beauty has many forms. Are you comparing yourself to other people? Are you looking at the way things look? Therefore, You kind of forget that God exists. You kind of forget that there is another world that exists, other beings that exist who are here to aid us, who are here to support us, who are here to answer our call when we need help, when we want something. It's okay to want, Aquarius. It's okay to desire things. And I feel like you guys know that, right? I feel like you guys know that. It's okay to want things. It's okay for the material world to exist. It's okay to want money. Money gives us the means to do things, to live an enriched life. It's okay to want things. And it's okay to ask for those things. It's okay to pray for those things. Also, we're going to talk about, with these cards, I'm going to pull 3 cards, last but not least, from the tarot. And whatever zodiac signs come up, I will be saying them out loud just in case you guys want to know what kind of zodiac signs you're dealing with, or if that's what's in your chart. Um, just to kind of get a little bit more detail of what you're dealing with these situations. Ten of Swords. There are endings. There's hurt, there's pain in life, right? Like, I don't see like this when I see swords, a 10 of swords, I don't see this as emotional. It's more like mental pain. It's like mental anguish, or I mean, I don't even necessarily see anguish. Maybe it's anguish for these two people burying this person or burying this situation. But if this is like a job or a relationship, there has been an ending. There has been some disappointment. There's just something here that has met its end. Whether like, was it something that you can control? No. To get what you want, you do have to sacrifice something else. Like something else has to go. Like if you want a new relationship, you have to kind of let go of the other one, you know? In order to really have a true relationship with someone, like a loving, true, deep relationship with someone, you do have to kind of let go of the other one. Another, like one that you're, if you're in one. If you're single, right, and you're looking to date and be in a relationship, there's still some sacrifice there. It's like, you're kind of sacrificing a little bit of your independence, kind of sacrificing your alone time a little bit. It's not, being single and being in a relationship, like it's not the same. No matter how much people try to make it seem like, they can do both. No, there is a sacrifice here. And it's okay. You know, it's okay. Like it just has to happen. That's just inevitable. If this is a job, you know, I don't see that you need to juggle two. If one's just not working out and it's not working out, and it's done, Aquarius, let it be done. It's fine. Bury it, grieve it, be disappointed, whatever it is that you're going to feel or think, but just move on. You have more swords here, so more thoughts, more communication. I also, okay, again, swords are communication. So with the 10 of swords, you could be getting like some type of communication as something is done, or you could be giving that communication to somebody. Or maybe it already has been communicated, but like maybe not verbally. Maybe someone has, just they took a hint and they're like, okay. Or maybe you took a hint and you just took it for what it was, and you're like, okay, this person just doesn't want to, they don't want to communicate, they don't want to talk. That's okay. It's done. you know you may not necessarily hear verbally that something is done, but you see the communication, you see the swords, you get the message, right? Now, others of you, there is a relationship or a money making situation that is like, with the Knight of Swords as Gemini, because I see you, Aquarius, here, and then I see Gemini, and I see this as like energy of, because it's interesting, this horse has a heart on its bridle, and they have birds on, like the knight has, and even this guy, this man that he's this knight, this other knight or warrior that he's hitting with his sword, right? Or he's about to hit him with his sword. He's about to smite him. His shield is a heart. So there is like definitely some energy here of having certain thoughts about someone that maybe, I don't say that you dislike them, but there's some kind of like conflicting thoughts about somebody that you want to say some conflicting things to, or they want to say some conflicting things to you, but there's love there, or there was. There could also be a head over heart decision that you need to make this springtime with a job or with a relationship where you're actually choosing um, your heart or your head. You're actually choosing your thoughts and how and what you believe in your mind than to follow your heart, Aquarius, in the springtime. Yeah, because your intuition is telling you something is up, something in your life that your heart was set on. Like there's, either you lost trust with somebody and the trust is just not there anymore like it used to be. And anytime this person wants to come to you with this heart shaped shield, right? Which is interesting that it's a heart shaped shield in this card. It's like, okay, you're going to come to me saying that you love me, but you won't fully let me in. You're not, or somebody's not being honest. That's what I'm seeing here in a relationship or at work. Or maybe you're not being honest truthfully about how you feel about something or someone, whether it's a friend, a family member, a romantic partner, like someone, you or someone is kind of choosing you're choosing the truth over how you feel. You're looking at how this person communicates, the things that they say or the things that they don't say. And you're kind of with the high priestess here, you're just kind of sitting with it like, huh, you're saying this, but this is what you're not saying. Or you're not saying this, but this is what you say when you do say something. And you're dead set on that. You have Aries, you have Aquarius, you have Gemini, you have Pisces. So some of you guys could be dealing with another Aquarius. Now, when I say another Aquarius, it does not mean that they have to have the same placement of Aquarius as you. You could be an Aquarius sun and dealing with an Aquarius rising or Aquarius moon. You can be an Aquarius rising and dealing with an Aquarius sun or moon, right? Different, kind of like different personalities in a way, different ways of approaching communication to a certain degree, but under the same umbrella. So someone here, is very stubborn. Some of you guys could be dealing with your father. Some of you guys could be dealing with a significant other who is an Aries. You could be dealing with a significant other who's an Aquarius in one of their three placements, a Gemini or a Pisces. Cancer could be here too, and Taurus. But you know what's up. You know what you want. You know that the people who are approaching you, or someone who has approached you with this faux love or this lie, like this person may come to you like, hey, I love you. They may sweet talk you and say you're an amazing person. They may butter you up, Aquarius. I feel like for some of you, it could be easy to butter you up a little bit. Um, but you're not stupid. You'll take the kind words, but you're not going to take foolishness. You're not going to take lies. You don't do well when you're being betrayed or if you feel betrayed. So, and you definitely don't do well when someone is lying to you straight up and you know that they are. So someone here is definitely, stepping up, like, very masculine in behavior, whether they're male or female, but it's like very masculine in their energy, very like, I love you, I want to take care of you, or I really care about you. And, I never want to hurt you. Like, I honestly am doing my best. Well, that's noble. That's noble. But you're just kind of like, yeah, but that all sounds good. But like, I kind of see like honestly what truly is going on under that shield, and no, thank you. That's what I'm getting here. But others of you, if you're not dealing with someone who's being dishonest, I see this as you needing to really connect with your intuition here and really understand what someone is really saying, Aquarius, because there is someone here in your life who has been hurt. They've been hurt really badly. Their past has been bleak. Their past has been a past of neglect. This individual in your life can be putting on a very strong facade as if they have it together. And maybe they have, but something has happened when you stepped into the picture where you see who they truly are. You see that they're actually presenting you their heart, but it's a shield. And they're like, I love you. I care about you. My heart is strong with you and for you. But you know good and well that there is a real heart under that shield in their chest that you want to talk to. You want to pierce their heart with honesty, with, and not just with honesty, but with love. Like, you want this person to understand that, or maybe there's someone else that wants you to understand this. This can be vice versa, Aquarius, but there's someone in your life, if this is like someone else, a relationship, there's someone in your life who they are emotionally fragile because of their past, more than you may know. And you may really, I'm just getting the sense that you really might want to be gentle with this person. So take whatever those two scenarios that I just, either this is somebody who is straight up lying, or they think that they're giving you their best, but you know that they're not, because they have a lot of their past, they have a lot of endings and a lot of healing that they need to go through, and a lot of honesty that they need to, you know, to own, to take responsibility for. Or you're dealing with somebody who really is like hurting, like they're really, really, really hurting, and they just don't know how to present their heart to you. So they kind of present like a prototype of a heart for you. And they're just like, this is how my heart looks. This is how it feels. And they may have diagrams and everything, and it looks cute, but you're just like, no, but I want to see the actual heart. I want to see how you really feel. Let's go ahead and clarify the 10 of Swords here. We're almost there, Aquarius. I'm sorry, this is like long-winded. Oop, card wanted to fall. Yeah, so this is somebody, some of you guys, this is definitely a parent, someone who is very stubborn. You could be dealing with someone who has passed away, where when you knew them in the past, and before they passed, very, very stubborn, right? The way, the type of example that they set for you growing up, if this is a grandparent or a parent, is very, very staunch. They're just, you have to be one way, not the other, right? But this is also you, Aquarius, building on a firm foundation. In order for you to gain this 10 of Pentacles, there's something that you need to leave behind. Some of you guys, again, you guys are ready to build a family. You guys have children, or you have a child, and you're really starting to think about a legacy. I feel like I've told you guys this in a past reading before. It sounds so familiar. Some of you guys want to become parents, like you guys really do. but maybe there's a part of you that's kind of like sacrificing that. You're just like, there's no way that I can be a parent. There's no way I can afford to be a parent. There's no way that I can have the house that I want. Like there is some of you guys that have completely sacrificed that in your mind, and you're like, no, like it's okay if I don't get that. What do you mean? Because that you just feel like it's all for naught. You feel so bleak. You're like you're just kind of thinking in a very, very grievous way. Like you're thinking in terms of like, my life is over. Six of Cups. So yeah, this has something to do with your past. You're stuck in the past. Some of you guys could be dealing with a karmic partner, some type of a past life partner, past life friendship, past life relationship. Two of Wands at the bottom of the deck. So yes, this is Aries. So some of you guys, you have an Aries in your life who has really got you thinking about the future in a good or a bad way. Okay, like I feel like you just something ended, something in a relationship with an Aries, or maybe even with the Earth sign ended, or maybe with a parent ended, or after they passed away, you were just kind of left with like, huh, how do I move forward? How do I move forward? Knight of Swords. Let's go ahead and clarify the Knight of Swords, Aquarius. I feel like you might also, some of you guys, Aquarius, might be fearful for someone's life here. You're afraid that someone is not okay. Pray. Like again, I can't stress that enough. Pray. Continue to pray for this person. Okay. If there's someone that you're worried about, pray for them. Don't just sit there. Again, I'm getting this image of like you're just in a dark hole or in a dark abyss in your mind. You can get there. And then you forget that there are there are beings that are above you. Like they can see where you are, you know. They have lights. They can find you. They're in the light. You can you can call out to them. You can call, whoa, you have the 10 of Pentacles again. That's insane. Oh, this card came out, 8 of Pentacles. So yeah, so there's definitely at work, your heart's not in it. Your heart is not in your work, and maybe you need to tell your boss this, or not even tell your boss. You may need to tell somebody this. Your heart is not in your work. Excuse me. Your heart's not in your work. Some of you guys have been working at your job for a long time, for almost a decade, if more, and you're not happy. You're putting up a shield, like you're putting up this facade that you are happy and this is your dream job and it's taking care of you and it's doing great, but you're not happy. You've been wanting something more for a long time. But others of you, if this is a relationship, again, this is like the relationship that you have with somebody right now. If this is like domestic or is committed, you and this person are going to be okay. There's someone, you guys work very hard. You or this other person work very hard together, or whoever has, if both of you guys have jobs or if one person has a job, I don't know, but someone was working really, really hard, but like their heart's not in it and they're not happy, but they're working hard because they want a future with you. They want a future with you. Things are going to be okay. Things will come full circle. You will step through the portal of abundance here. Okay. Let's clarify the High Priestess really quickly. High Priestess for Aquarius. Yeah, the High Priestess is definitely, you have Scorpio here. Or Cancer, could be Cancer as well. Bottom of the deck, you have the 8 of Pentacles again. So this is definitely a relationship you have with somebody. For a lot of, if for some of you, like for others of you, this is just a friendship or it's just a business partnership. But when it comes to your relationships, for those of you who are in romantic partnerships, The Two of Cups doesn't have to just be romantic, it can be platonic. But for those of you who are in committed relationships with somebody, or you live with somebody, or you really like care about this person very much, very deeply, um like your hearts match each other. You guys could be two different people, but your hearts match each other. You know deep down inside that there is something, deep down inside, intuitively, like in your soul, that this relationship is worth your time, is worth working on. But there's still this energy of possibly like a person not being 100% truthful about their pain in their past, about having trust issues, about something. Someone is not truly communicating, and I'm just getting the sense that you're actually taking the initiative to really knock past this person's shield and be like, you're going to show me your heart. You're going to show me, your vulnerabilities. I want you to be safe with me, right? It's interesting. It's interesting. Like, you want this person to be vulnerable with you. You want this person to feel safe with you. And you and this person, like, you've been working for a long time on that, on trust. So what I'm getting here towards the end of springtime, Aquarius, you and your people, you and your person, you and your money making, your resources for money, your sources of money are all going to be blessed in the springtime. Just get your head out of the clouds. Don't stay up there for too long. Come down to earth. Okay. Take care of your body. Okay. Love yourself. Love the right people. Okay. Take a hint from the people who don't want, who are not really giving you the time of day. Move on, even if it hurts. Don't try to force people to show you their hearts, right? When it comes to this particular, if there's a specific person in your life who you love dearly, like dearly, dearly, continue to work on trust. Continue to work on that with them. It's going to work out. It's going to work out. You just got to be a little bit more gentle with them and just have like clear communication, like very clear communication, not beating around the bush. Okay. Much love and light to all of you, Aquarius. I wish you guys the very best of luck on this journey. Stay safe, stay healthy, and I hope to see you guys in your next reading. Bye, guys.